Hi guys, David Angelini here from Insight Debate. Just a quick heads up from us that as we are now in 2017 and the 89th Academy Awards are just on the horizon now at the end of February, we will hopefully be ramping up our movie content over the next few weeks to get our ideas out there and start contributing to this debate. As such, I'm here with Irvine and Katie McDonald with some new Insight Debate movie podcasts which I hope you'll enjoy. Please subscribe to our Facebook, Twitter and YouTube accounts as well as our WordPress page to see all this content as it comes out, and please help us to cultivate the debate. The debate's very important to us and we want to argue with you. Enjoy. Hi guys, this is Insight Debate Movies, back with part 2 of our Oscars preview podcast, and we'll just jump straight back into it with me, David Angelini, Katie and Irvine McDonald, and we'll start off with talking about the original score. So, if I just go through the nominations, for this one we have Jackie, La La Land, Lion, Moonlight and Passengers. And I have to say, personally, of all of these movies, the only two where the soundtrack really jumped out to me on the first viewing while I was watching it were Jackie and La La Land. La La Land for obvious reasons. La La Land's going to win this category. It doesn't matter how many ways we slice it up here, it's going to win this category.
Yeah, kind of difficult in any music related category at all to go up against a musical.
Yeah.
I don't know if it says more about me, but the only one that the soundtrack jumped out at me was La La Land. I couldn't even tell you.
Sometimes they do. For other films, soundtracks do. Just not these ones. Like Arrival, for instance. Like there's ways where you can be quite conscious of how the original score. Do you know? Here's one that maybe sounds silly, but Transformers. It's got a really distinctive score.
Yeah, but then it's because it's from the thing, wasn't it? It's from the old.
In Star Wars, obviously, like
the first Resident Evil film.
Well, yeah, as a total loser, because I love Star Trek, the first of the new Star Trek films. As soon as that little bit from the Charles, absolute geekgasm right there.
The first Resident Evil film's got actually quite a good original soundtrack written by Marilyn Manson.
Really?
Yeah, like a proper score as well. It's like it's interesting.
Yeah, Braveheart score, one of the best I think ever.
Yeah.
Even the original, the whole Harry Potter, that becomes
a
whole orchestral thing now. That's a whole suite that's performed.
Yeah. I love the way I don't know. Interesting how Star Wars doesn't have a nomination here because it's an adaptation of the original for Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds very similar, but it's not. It is distinctly different, but sounds quite a lot like. I don't think Fantastic Beasts did that. I think they had the original in there, but
there was a moment right at the beginning where you could almost hear it, and then it just never quite came to anything.
Interesting how those two are plays on quite popular scores that aren't nominated.
Yeah.
La La Land, we could talk about it until we're blue in the face, but it's just La La Land.
It's a musical theatre, original musical.
Lion, when I went back and thought about it more, was quite good. Just it's the photography for Lion that's what's really stunning about it, I think, and apart from the content and the performances, but
Moonlight, I don't remember the score from
Moonlight. I just wasn't aware of the score at all in Moonlight. I was
aware of some tunes in the first act, but not the actual score itself.
Passengers, probably. I just don't know how much the score for Passengers really added to it. Again, it's a really beautiful set.
Dramatic.
The performances are good. It's just a sci-fi score.
It's going to be La La Land.
La La Land. There's been everything about it all the way through. It's all original songs. It's all performed. Performed in some cases in very very long takes as well. So there's just everything just points to La La Land for that. So if we jump from there to original song, which is like the same but different almost. The nominations for that are Audition, or The Fool's Who Dream from La La Land, Can't Stop the Feeling by Justin Timberlake for the movie Trolls, City of Stars again for La La Land, The Empty Chair from the James Foley Story, and How Far I'll Go from Moana. This is going to be a La La Land song as well.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be City of Stars, but it should be Audition.
I think Audition was better, but I think City of Stars is the one though that you associate the film with, I think.
Yeah.
You do, because they've used it a lot promotionally, but it's not actually the best song.
I actually
Audition
think City of
is
Stars
the
is a
best
really good song.
I like them both.
I didn't like the film that much, but I think that's a really good song. That was the thing that stuck with me.
I like both of the songs. And they're both catchy. They're in my Audition. I listen to it at least once a day now, just because I wake up and it's in my head already. And I can't get it out. I have to put it on and listen to it.
City of Stars, I fully understand where people are coming from. I understand it's like kind of woven through the entire film.
It's so hummable as well.
Yes and no. It just doesn't stand out for me. Whereas while watching it, because I was getting kind of increasingly more disillusioned with La La Land as I went through it, because I love musical theatre and I was finding it a bit bland. Audition I listened to and instantaneously was like, that's a show tune. Because that's what I want in a good, like, in a, it sounds trite, but like an audition piece, because that's what that is, and that's what you want from a good show tune.
It tells a
what
story.
can you walk in and you audition yourself, and that's it.
Although City of Stars is the one, I don't know, I think they both epitomise what the themes of the movie really, really well. I think they both do, really, but I think Audition does it better. And you almost get a bit of insight into her character as Emma Stone's performing that. You know, you see things, you see little glimpses into her character that you've maybe not seen in the movie prior to that, or it ties some of her character together. Those two, I think, one of those two is going to win it. I want to advocate a little bit for Can't Stop the Feeling, not because I like it better, but just because, is it not technically the most popular of all these songs?
Yes, but also it drives me insane. I hate it.
When you think about it, like,
it's on the radio, it's in the charts.
I'd love to. Yeah, I mean that's the thing though.
It
Like, how
drives
much
me
money is
crazy.
it generating?
Yeah, totally.
How can you say that that's not the best original song of these nominations?
But just because it's most popular doesn't mean it's the best.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't particularly
I
don't dislike it, but
I don't like pop music. So
What I hear, well, see, I do, and I'm a bit, but what I hear, and this is probably because it's actually happening subconsciously, but what I hear is one of the lower groups at my dancing's dance song from this year. That's what I hear.
Yeah,
I hear
it's just overused
I
now.
hear the Baby Troops jazz dance for the show, and it's like
It's just become overused.
just difficult.
I don't know if this is a good thing for or against this song. I didn't even know that it was from Trolls. I heard the song before I knew that it was in the film.
I did, but it's always annoyed me.
That to me says that the song has transcended the movie. And does that not then make it the best original song that's out of these nominations?
Yeah, but I sort of almost want to say that because it is chart music, it shouldn't really be part of this. Because I'm a bit fussy about things like that.
Yeah, we've just actually listened to The Empty Chair as well. I like that kind of country song. I want to watch the film.
I don't think it was quite country.
It was a bit though.
I guess a bit country, a bit kind of slow.
I like the sound of it. I don't think it's better than any of those other nominations. Though.
And the Moana song is just standard Disney.
I really liked it though. Like, it's
good, but it is just that.
That made me want to watch the film.
No, I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying that's what it is.
I really, really want to get off this little island that I'm on.
Who hurt you, David?
This little racist island.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to alienate anyone who's going to listen.
Another podcast. There's been a few of them.
But I know I empathised with that character.
With Moana.
Yeah.
We'll get you a grass skirt.
That's a film that's all about me.
Wow. The egocentricity has just skyrocketed.
It's all about me. For me, Audition.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it is close because City of Stars is more hummable and it's more closely associated with the film.
I genuinely don't agree. It's Audition by a country mile for me.
You could flip a coin for me.
City of Stars.
And you could flip a coin, but I went through a few weeks where I was listening to City of Stars every now and again. I sit and work and I listen to music. It's not that I go out my way to just listen to show tunes.
Do you have a Disney CD in your car?
I do.
Believe that.
That's it.
New personal hero.
But when you put in YouTube and you try and listen to music,
I have
all
a
these
whole
things,
playlist on my podcast.
all these
show
things
tunes,
jump
don't
up.
worry.
Everything you've previously listened to jump up. So City Stars jumps up every now and again, and I do listen to it. I went through a couple of weeks listening to that, and I'm currently in my couple of weeks of listening to Audition. So I pick Audition at the moment just because of that, I think. But I like them both, and they both service the film in different ways that I think are significant. So jump on to directing now. The nominations for directing: Arrival for Denis Villeneuve, if I've said that wrong. Villeneuve.
Formula 1 driver. Wasn't it Villeneuve?
Denis Villeneuve.
That guy.
Mel Gibson for Hacksaw Ridge, Damien Chazelle for La La Land, Kenneth Lonergan for Manchester by the Sea, and Barry Jenkins for Moonlight.
This is a hard one.
I think Manchester by the Sea.
You
That
think?
one. I think that was really interesting, and I noticed the directing in that quite early on. It's very deliberately set, like, it's not first person obviously, but a lot of it's set as if it's from his viewpoint. A lot of it's over his shoulder, and it's all about everything he sees. And if it's not over his shoulder, it's about really intimate shots of his face to show his expression.
Yes.
So I think that's quite unusual.
Is it
And
nominated
also
for
really-
cinematography?
Really
Just as you're-
interesting.
Just as you're describing that, I'm wondering if it is nominated. No, it's not.
It's funny because I actually remember saying that to you.
Yeah.
And I had completely forgotten about it until right now, until you said it again. And it's true, there are bits where in a, normal film or like mainstream, you would hear a conversation, but because he's not party to it, you don't.
Yeah.
And it's really odd.
You hear it.
There are
coming-
moments where you don't
I get it.
experience
One
certain
of
things
the-
because he didn't.
One of the most
Yeah.
significant parts of that really jumps out at me, and I would have saved it for the cinematography part, but this movie isn't nominated for cinematography. So we'll talk about Kenneth Lonergan's directing, but there's see the bit in it where he's telling Lucas Hedges' character that his dad's died.
That's the bit I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Significantly for this.
it's like it's a long shot,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the camera's back where the rest of the hockey team are, so it's like you're almost like a member of the hockey team going, oh, shit, I'm overhearing that.
You get both. You get that, but there's also bits where it's the other way around, where the
Yeah.
action's going on elsewhere, but because he
Yeah.
wasn't privy to it, neither are you. And it's really interesting. But again,
Makes it really authentic, I think. But and that's part of what that whole film is. There's just like we'll talk a bit more about when it comes to the writing, but it's all very real situations that you're almost feeling like
like
you're
real
there
memories.
with and witnessing and being part of, whether you want to be or not. It kind of thrusts you into the action a little bit.
like
It's
a
so,
true
it
memoir
so
of someone's
closely
life.
follows him. I struggle to think of a scene where he's not actually at least in the geographical vicinity. The closest I think to that is when the boy's playing in the band, but I think he's outside in the car at the time, isn't he? So it's like almost every scene he's somewhere very close by. I don't know quite the significance of that, but it's interesting.
Well, it's his own memoir. It's his own
Yeah.
experience of and memory and
And what's going on, it's always what's going on round about him, and everything's directly linked to his life. There's no real subplot. There's a couple of wee things with the boy and his kind of girlfriends and stuff like that, but there's
but
no
then some of
real
those times
subplot.
he's downstairs. He's like
he's,
around.
he's always
he's
there. That's what I
there.
mean. It's like there's no real subplot. It's all just about him, and it's following him. And another thing, I don't know if this maybe falls into cinematography or even into like the scene setting, but everything is always dark and grey. The outside is in the long shots. It's always very
Maison Song, I think that's Maison Song. I
Is
think
that what
that's what they're
you call
I
it?
might be-
Yeah.
I might be wrong. I might be misusing that.
it's in
So how
keeping with
they set up a scene.
Yeah, it's very in keeping with his whole story, because it's just a bit, everything's just in his life's just a bit dull, a bit
Yeah.
overcast,
Yeah,
and a
he
bit
attributes
depressing.
a melancholy to that place
Yeah,
in his mind that is then
yeah, it's
translated into something visual.
because I imagine that place is probably quite maybe like a similar climate to here. It's quite miserable, but it won't be like that all the time. And they've very deliberately made it like that. And there's a quite 2 or 3 long shots of the docks and stuff like that, where it's very deliberately see this dull, cloudy, overcast
the bay's
sky.
all frozen and all like that.
Yeah.
But it's But what I was going to say is, kind of moving on from that, is that I hate this, but it's a fact. La La Land, you direct a musical. That's a different.
This is one.
Level.
I really sincerely hope that La La Land doesn't sweep these Oscars and win everything. But
I hope it doesn't either. But I think it will.
Directing is a hard one to award someone else, like someone who's not Damien Chazelle in this instance.
That's what I'm saying.
I think they've done better with the cinematography, like the whole. You know, that way it was like cartoonish in the back at some points. And
I disagree. Like if you think about what a director's role needs to be in a musical, it's part choreographer. It's part.
It's
like
everything.
Stage.
There is some stunning cinematography in it, which we'll save until we get to the cinematography section for La La Land, because there is some really stunning cinematography in it. But it's just tying that all together, like you said. He composed this as well, like all the music and the direction and the cinematography, photography, costume, like everything.
His entire vision.
This whole thing is all written. It's all written by him. It's something he wrote even before he wrote Whiplash. It's just I don't know. I don't want this film to win everything, but this is one where I can't.
It would actually be deserved.
I couldn't consciously say that anybody else should win. It's a strong feel though, because like you just pointed out how much Kenneth Lonergan's done in this, and it's all original the same way La La Land is.
Yeah.
Moonlight is an adaptation, but still really, I really liked it. I liked it.
It is an interesting concept.
Yeah.
There's lots of subtle things in it.
Mm-hmm.
If I wasn't convinced by the ending.
No, not at all.
The first time I seen it, but
I think it just reached and then just didn't quite.
It wasn't a satisfying ending, but there's one part of the ending where it it kind of, they've got these 2 characters sharing this intimate moment for the first time in like years, and then it flashes very quickly to the little boy on the beach again with the moonlight on him, like the moonlight shining off him when he turns around. Like it took me maybe a couple of days after having watched that for that to really sink in, and for me to realise he's always been that little boy. So the ending kind of tied up a lot better to me. Like once I started to go, oh, that shot at the end, it was very, very quick. It didn't even last 5 seconds, but I thought, oh shit, that was actually really good. That's part of the directing, because that couldn't possibly have been in the production, in the theatre production.
No, I mean I get that, and I kind of did get that at the time, and
that's an interpretation
felt like
that he's kind of added on, and I was like, that's amazing.
I think what I think's interesting about it is, like, all the 3 acts are different, and they've got a slightly different atmosphere.
Yeah.
But they're all so definitely linked.
It's almost 3 different stories.
But they still feel connected.
Mm-hmm.
They're not so disparate.
I don't know, maybe this comes in a different category than directing, but see those 3 actors that played Chiron, they're not very popular actors. Like, this is when I listened to a podcast that Barry Jenkins did on The Ringer, and he's saying that he deliberately didn't want big movie stars to be in the parts, because when you see them in these parts, you see the movie star, not the character.
Yeah.
So he wanted to introduce the character through these lesser known actors, so that you see the character in the first instance. And I think that's a really ambitious way to try and make a film, especially when you're pinning so much of your reputation on it. I think it's one of his most popular films, because you have to then get that production out of these guys who are less talented and lesser known actors, which is really ambitious and works amazingly well in the film, because there's a chemistry. Even though none of those 3 characters appear in any scenes together, there's a continuity and a chemistry that kind of flows right away through it. That's how hard is that to achieve? That's
there's a thread that runs through it, but they're all very different sort of acts.
And the way they all interact with Naomi Harris's character with her mum, there's that visible relationship that has a continuity all the way through it, and that's all the directing. So although it's an interpretation, the same way Hacksaw Ridge is, it's an interpretation on real events. That for Barry Jenkins was really impressive to me. The more I thought about it, it's quite a stunning achievement in directing. although it's quite a subtle film in a lot of ways. Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No. I was going to say, when I watched Hacksaw Ridge, I actually, when I finished it, I thought that's going to win Best Director. But I've changed my mind now, but it still was really good. Like, the way those fight scenes, the big battle scenes were directed was outstanding. I think that's a difficult thing to get right. I think there's so much scope for it just to be really chaotic and boring and difficult for you to really see what's going on because there's going to be so much happening. But it was very easy to follow, but at the same time dramatic. You've seen so much
it's
chaos.
Like we were talking about with editing, like that's a big part of what makes that successful in that film is the way it's edited and the way the sound is kind of edited into it as well. Just it's visceral, really really visceral, and it doesn't one thing I think this film really really effectively walks a tightrope on is not glorifying that violence the way a lot of other war films do.
That's exactly why I liked it. It was a big deal for me because I don't actually like war films, and not because I can't witness like I struggle with violence at times, but it's not about that. There's just something about war films I always find a bit just disingenuous. It's just a bit. It's
almost like, oh, look how cool this is, we're going to blow the shit out of people.
Like, we'll do a war film because it's like a big deal and it doesn't even have to be good. People will still care because it's a war film. And this wasn't like that. It was like unreal.
It was realistic, and I think it really showed the horrors of.
It's how suddenly it hit as well.
Yeah.
It's like but you don't really know. And then it's just.
I think it puts you in the same place as those characters though.
It's like fully immersive.
They're fresh out of training boot camp as well. They're climbing up this ridge, and it all happens. They kind of amp this tension up. They get so far onto the ridge, and then the action starts like so suddenly and quickly,
and then goes on
and
for
and
what
it's
feels
like all these really horrific scenes, and you're like, fuck's sake. It hits you so suddenly and so effectively without making it look like he's just going, oh look how cool this is if we blow a person up, and
because it isn't. It's look how awful this really is, and they all thought maybe it wasn't.
They did well earlier in the film as well to kind of build in some of the smaller characters, so that when you seen the fight scenes, you were like genuinely upset at what was happening to them. Like,
you're right. And
what
not
was
a lot of screen
called?
time.
They call him Ghost or something like that.
Ghoul.
Yeah.
And it's partly from his own experiences. Well, these are people he met, people he experienced. And
they did that in very little screen time as well, though.
That's exactly what I mean.
Basically, it's Vince Vaughn going around humiliating them all. That was like the bit.
And you think it's funny, but really it serves a lot of purposes.
It was a couple of minutes that it built that relationship, and then killed them, and made it effective, which is it's quite efficient way of doing it without really taking a lot of screen time up. That was a stunning film, I thought.
Yeah.
Really good in the way it puts its themes across. I don't know for a fact, but Mel Gibson directed The Passion of the Christ as well, so I can only assume that he's quite religious. I can only assume that. I don't know for a fact though.
Yeah.
I haven't ever heard anything about him being super religious, but I can see why.
There was definitely a religious theme flowing through the film as well, which wasn't rammed down my throat.
Well, there is, but at the same time, that just comes from that real person.
But it was so subtly done as well. I didn't feel like it didn't get my back up. It didn't get me on the defensive.
Oh no, me neither. But then I think that's because I tend to give these things a pass when it's based on someone's own, someone's real life. Yeah. And they were that religious,
I think how easy it would be, given that there's a very real plot there with that character, for someone who is as religious and has a history of directing these kind of films, like Mel Gibson, to try and tell that story without letting his own beliefs kind of bleed into it and without ramming the religious point home to you. I thought it was subtle and really, really well done. Far more effective because of that for me.
Yeah. And
the performance from I don't know.
We'll talk more about this.
Yeah,
when we're talking,
I can't give it to Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
No.
Because Damien Chazelle, maybe he's even the weakest of the five of these, because I really, really thought Denis Villeneuve's work on Arrival was brilliant too. Just that it's what we've spoken about with the music and creating that mystery around the aliens, the set, the production design. A lot of the shots, kind of coming over hills and seeing these big ships. The one with that ship in Montana where there's a bit of photography where it starts from quite far out and it comes across the camera kind of comes across these fields towards this ship, comes across the barriers, and kind of pans up and you see this big ship just standing there, and at the same time there's this mist that's kind of just drifting over the hills, going up one side of it. It's a really really beautiful bit of photography. It lasts 10 seconds of the film, but it's absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
and there's so much of that.
There's a lot of things in Arrival, like shots in Arrival, that are really deliberate as well. You don't really fully realise it until you kind of get what Arrival's about, but if you think about what they're doing with the whole time,
the way they tell that story
aspect
as well, like with half of it kind of running in the opposite direction and then tying it up at the end and you go, oh fuck, like that's it. Just
but to do it in a way that you don't
that's also adapted.
See it till you see it.
It's also adapted from a book, Ted Chiang's Is It Story of Our Lives or something like that it's called, if I remember correctly. So it is adapted, but again it's hard to imagine reading that and having it come across so effectively. So just, I mean, this is a really strong field. I think every single person in there has done an absolutely outstanding job on the film.
I think that's easily the strongest category.
It's a shame
to choose.
You're humping somebody. You're humping 4 people out of this. Like, no matter what you slice it. For me, it's La La Land though, just because of the volume of stuff that didn't Damien Chazelle had to do in it. If I was picking for a film that I liked the best, it could be, I don't know, I really like Manchester by the Sea. And Arrival, just to try to think about how much went into the work, but I can't see past La La Land because it's really hard to argue.
I agree.
It's really difficult to argue any other way.
I just think Manchester by the Sea, I think the directing really stood out for me in that. I didn't have to pay attention specifically to think about how it was directed, it automatically jumped out at me. And I also think it was really original, the way it was done.
Yeah.
The way it was directed was unusual. And a bit left of centre, and I thought it was interesting to watch, so I'll give it to that.
We'll jump onto cinematography quickly. We've touched on a lot of this already, but we can quickly review. So the nominations for cinematography are Arrival, La La Land, Lion, Moonlight, and Silence. I watched Silence, and it's 3 hours of my life that I will not be getting back. I would not recommend. Unless your religion is very important to you, then maybe if that's the case, then you might have appreciated this film a lot more than me. But watching for 3 hours someone have their faith tested was just absolutely uninteresting for me.
Yeah, no.
Because of that, I was bored. I stopped paying attention. I couldn't honestly say if the cinematography really stood out to me that well. If anything, I'd say there was nice photography in it. It was made to look like a film that was maybe shot in the 70s, or it was made to look like an older film. I'd say that's photography more than cinematography though.
It's a bit of both, but it's not now. I mean, nowadays it's not like a huge ask. It's not like
the bits as I try to think about it, the bits that stand out. Do you know what? See, you've seen the Holy Grail and like Monty Python's Holy Grail and Life of Brian. You know where they show you these like really really wide shots, and you see maybe people like walking over a hill really really far away. It's got lots of shots like that in it, which is a distinctive older style of filmmaking, and it is made to. It's a Scorsese film. It's made to mimic. I feel like it's made to mimic that. I don't know if maybe that's what it means by cinematography, but really how difficult is that?
That's what I'm saying. Nowadays it's not a huge deal,
not a huge
especially up against La La Land, Arrival,
Lion as well. I think the cinematography in that's really interesting. I think you spoke about it a few times about
some of it's what the standout bit for me is the bit it happens quite a lot in the film, but it's when his brother's shouting on him. He's in these kind of sand dunes with these wee like moths, like these little brightly coloured moths, and his brother's shouting his name, and he's like the wee boy just turns round, he's got all these moths flying about him. That's a stunning shot.
I think that
it's beautiful, it's very pretty.
The whole
even
India,
though the subject matter isn't.
The whole India thing, part of it was just done really well. I think they went to a great deal of effort to make that authentic, and there's a lot of long shots with the trains and the scenery in India, and it just looks it looks fantastic. More the first part of the film, and then the very end, because the part in Australia is just.
I like
there's not anything I
dips
see.
in all these kind of flashbacks of him running through these wee streets to his home.
Yeah.
There's a lot about that, and
maybe there's a significance to that.
I don't know.
I mean, there's definitely a function of that to the writing, because it emphasises how this is something that never left him. Like,
I'm not sure.
But I mean, also the richness of the part in India, and then the kind of not bland, but sort of a slightly blank canvas to Australia.
Yeah, that's true.
To his life there.
I don't know if this falls more into directing or cinematography, but when he's lost as well and he's going through the train, it's very deliberately set to make you feel like you're in his position. Like a lot of low camera shots and stuff like that, and you actually feel like you're down there and lost in these millions of people when you can't kind of. It's almost a bit claustrophobic.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Again, I don't know if it's all quite first person, but it's very set for that level, and it's kind of the camera swings about a lot, and you're seeing the world through his eyes.
You're spotting that for that first whole first act of that film. The camera levels are like visibly lower. You're seeing it from his level almost. Yeah, no, I completely get that. Like we spoke about Arrival. Some of these big long shots coming over hills and stuff. Inside the ship as well, when you're kind of coming up from the gravity.
Yeah.
There's lots of really, really pretty, nice shots there too.
That whole staging with the kind of bit that they stand in, and then they've got the aliens on the other side. It kind of becomes a sort of theatre.
Yeah,
of
no, that's
mystery.
it. But that's like it's almost like on display. No, I get that. They've done that very deliberately. And it's not just in Montana. Like every single time you see any of these ships all around the world, they're very stunning. Like they're not just in a shitty place. It's very like the China one's surrounded in these battleships on the ocean. They're all very really quite, like you say, striking shots. Moonlight, I don't know.
It's got a very distinct look to it. See that poster? You know, the poster has that kind of colour bled into and that the whole thing feels like that.
Coloured, a lot of nighttime shots.
The colour's slightly unnatural.
Yeah. Those are nice.
In a way that I sort of think is lent to memory, and it's because you sort of.
No, yeah, I could get that. That's actually a good take on it. Actually, I'd never thought about that.
You remember things in a slightly different visual than what they necessarily were.
Yeah. I don't know if it was the strongest feature of the movie though.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
it's all conversation. Like you say, when you're talking about shooting him over the shoulder, the conversation in the third act between those two characters, and I think within his kitchen or something, and how it keeps on flipping. The perspective keeps flipping backwards and forwards. That's about as significant as the cinematography. Do you know what? Actually, there's some nice cinematography in the bit. See the fight when he gets into when they're in the second act, when they're doing him, they're kicking the shit out of them. There's lots of first person kind of shots there where he's getting hit.
Kind of reaction shots,
which is quite horrible. And there's a really quite impactful bit of photography where he's icing his nose, and he kind of just gets up and he's got this kind of blood in his nose, and he's looking himself in the mirror after all this, and so I can see how it's not the strongest feature of it, but I can start to see as I try and think back where the significance was. I can't get away from La La Land again, for cinematography. The opening number when it's all like the cars kind of piled up on the highway. I'm really interested to go back and watch it again, because I've tried to watch it 3 times because I've heard that this is all shot, or at least made to look like it's all one take. So I want to go back and look at it and try and find if there's any cuts in it, because I can't. My logic tells me that it can't possibly be, that whole number can't possibly all be one take. The choreography involved in that is just be stunning.
Yeah, and it is impressive from a dance.
But that's what they're talking about. It is either one take or made to look like one take. So it's either great cinematography or great editing.
The cinematography is interesting, and one of my favourite musicals, or not musicals, but musical translated to the screen, like this was, is Chicago, and it's because of the transitions. And the same with us, the transitions are what makes it different, what makes it significant between sort of reality and music number. And it's why the whole concept of Chicago works. They haven't quite done it to the same degree and with the same, I don't think as well here, but they've done the same thing. And I think it's interesting. It kind of shifts seamlessly between what's undoubtedly real and what's musical number.
I think as well they pick, they choose really well when they sort of adjust the background, because they've got that thing where it's like at times it's cartoonish looking. It's obviously not real.
Yeah, it looks old.
Yeah, but it looks like
it's that sunset, that tap dance number where they've clearly got like a sunset backdrop in the background, and it looks like that, but it is a homage to Singing in the Rain.
It looks that way. That
quite a few things.
A series of unfortunate events, the TV series is set where it's like all.
I watched that recently.
Yeah, but it's all sort of like fake. So there's bits where it's like that, but there's bits where it's quite obviously realistic, and I think they very deliberately choose that, and they blend into it. That I think it's the tap dancing number where they're outside, and the background, it just it looks just normal at first, and then it kind of blends into that, and a lot of this is going on in the background.
There's lots of swinging shots in that bit as well, actually, where the camera kind of comes up from behind them and then like rotates around them when they're kind of sitting on that little bench.
Yeah,
there's lots of really amazing cinematography.
That's what I'm saying about the transitions are important. Not all musicals are like that. Some of them are, you're supposed to believe that they're entirely realistic, and some of them are completely and utterly fantasy, but that, like Chicago, is a transition between both, and it's the only thing that kind of held my interest.
It does it. It definitely does it well. I think it's it really does well at choosing when's the right time to do that.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier with Emma Stone as well. There's one long shot that in particular that comes to mind where she's given an audition quite early on in the movie, and someone comes in and interrupts it, and they start having a conversation with it. She's on a phone or something.
Yeah, she's
having like a crying kind of moment on the phone trying to deliver this audition, and somebody comes in, interrupts it, and start talking over the top of her. That's all done in one really long shot, right from the start of her giving that audition through to this conversation, and she starts to realise nobody's listening to her, and she's getting a bit confused, and like just how many times that scene changes for her, and it's all done in one long take.
Yeah,
they do that. You know, Emma Stone's brilliant at that. This is why I can't see past her for actress either, because she's done that in other films as well. So for me, La La Land.
Yeah.
I think I would need to say that. I would love to say Lion, because I think that I
liked it better as a film as well.
Yeah, I liked it better as a film as well. But I think it's really great visually, and I think they put so much effort into that. But I think that La La Land is there's just something that sets that apart.
So now we have original screenplay first of all, and the nominations for original screenplay are Hell or High Water, La La Land, The Lobster, Manchester by the Sea, and 20th Century Women. I watched 20th Century Women at the weekend. I'm planning to do a podcast on this with my gran.
Oh.
So I want to.
This is next on my list. To be fair,
I want to save some of what I want to say about this film for that, because it you know, like maybe Lion impacted me slightly differently, because I'm looking at it from a different perspective. 20th Century Women was like that for me as well. For an original screenplay, it was really, really good. Really, really well written movie. Really interesting. Like some really interesting ways of telling these different stories of the different women that are in it, without making them stereotypical.
Yeah, and I do like that kind of idea. And I'm sure, but I have still to see it.
It doesn't cast these women into stereotypes, is what I found. It makes it look like it might be, but then swerves away from them, like, quite deliberately.
Yeah, I quite like kind of subversions of things.
Like what kind of Manchester by the Sea, like the Ken Lonergan thing, wrote it and directed it. Everything we've said before, everything you've just said about it, it was an amazing that just the kind of awkwardness that it builds up. I loved the dialogue that was in it.
I think it's incredibly well written. I think the flashbacks are very strategically placed throughout that film. It doesn't give much away. I think that's what keeps it interesting, because I know you said you found it maybe a bit boring at times, but that's
what... I didn't find it boring. I just took an awful long time to see quite what they were saying. And then I wondered if by the time I did it was too late.
See, I think that
it was really intelligently done.
I think for me it had a lot of scope to be boring, because it's not full of action, or there's not a lot of drama happening straight away. It's a slow build up, but it kept me interested, because it was just at the right time that you were learning stuff, and you just kind of wanted to know a bit more. You're dying to know what was happening.
The perfect example of what you're just talking about there is when he's in the lawyer's office, and he's just realising that he's getting custody of him, and it flits from there into a really, really long flashback with the house fire and all that kind of thing.
That's just what I was going to say.
And then cuts back to him, and that's the way you realise why he's so reluctant to take on custody of the.
That flashback
it's a really masterful way of writing.
It's what I was going to say, because I feel like it comes at a time when, for me, I was just on the verge of losing, not interest, but I was just a bit like, where is this going? And then I was in tears, and it was like such a flip.
There's so much in it, like there's so many different angles to talk about the writing from as well. Because another thing that I really, really liked about it is the conflict. See, because it's that kind of awkward, it creates this awkward tension in these conversations all the way through it. Particularly like through that whole bit where he's talking to the doctors about his brother having just died, and it's all slow, and do I get his things? When do we come back and get the body? And it's like
things that a real human being would say, not like really, a character in a film or a character in a book.
You're sitting there almost laughing at how awkward and tense this all seems to be, like, and the temptation is to laugh until it gets to that scene in that flashback where there's a bit in it where the paramedics are trying to load her onto the ambulance. She's having a panic attack, the house is burning down, the kids have just died. It's a really, really emotional scene. Obviously you just realise what's just happened to their children, and yet she's been loaded into this ambulance. He's trying to hug her, she's trying to get away from him, and at the same time these paramedics are struggling to try and get the bit of trolley up, and I'm going, what the fuck, like, am I supposed to be laughing at this? Am I supposed to be crying? Like, it created this genuine conflict in me where I'm like, I don't even know what my reaction to this is supposed to be. That's really talented to just confound somebody so much in what I think my reaction to it should be. I wanted to laugh, but I knew I wasn't supposed to.
You're always just a little bit unsure.
You're a bit like, what's going on here? But you mentioned that flashback, but the flash, that's what I mean about the flashbacks as well, but the one before it, I think it was the one directly before it, really kind of sparked my interest as well, because it's the one where he's just come in for work, and he goes to see his daughter and he's cuddling her, and then she's in bed with the humidifier thing on and all that, and he's an odd person anyway, but he's not, it's the first time you see him before, and he's not it's the first time you see him and he's not that awkward way, and you don't really know anything. The way that he is and being awkward and stuff, at that point in the film you just take it that that's how that person is, because some people are just like that. You just think that that's what he's like, and but then it shows you that, but then there's no explanation, so you're like,
you just slowly start to realise that he's shell shocked by it.
But at that point you're a bit like, is this just like bad acting or bad story that he's just different there? Because he's only subtly different because he's still a weirdo. But it's enough that you're like, it kinda doesn't seem synonymous with how he is now. It seems like a different character. So there must be something there as to what's caused him to be like that. And again, that just keeps you
it's
interested.
Actually mine as well.
This is my pick for
it's the only thing probably I would have to go for Manchester by the Sea, but I really have to.
Let's see if we can make an argument for our wins though. Hell or High Water. See for that being such an out of nowhere film for me. It was released, all these films were released in Oscar season, where it's award season and you're deliberately released at this time. Hell or High Water was way back in September, way back ages ago, and it was dropped at that point without, maybe differently in America, but certainly in the UK, without a great deal of effective marketing. So it kind of really snuck up on me, and I watched it and I'm like, fucking hell, That's like at the time, this is one of the best films I've watched this year.
Well, I was going to say it would be my next favourite, definitely.
Yeah, I think that as well. I think that was.
See, it's like that we were talking about earlier. It's that adaptation of a western.
Yeah,
but in a modern time.
A neo-western. I call it.
Stealing my pattern.
Neo-western.
I see for Wikipedia actually. So.
Interesting phrasing. So like they're going about robbing banks, but it's like banks now in the
Yeah.
It's
it's not a saloon with swinging doors and stuff like
cowboys.
that.
They're basically cowboys, but they're driving around and robbing banks and
it's
in West
not
Texas.
Westworld.
Yeah.
It's the another direction again, but
the characters are well developed as well. I think you get out the 4 main characters. I think 3 of them are incredibly well developed. The Native American guy maybe not so much, but
see the way, I don't want to spoil alert for anyone who hasn't seen this, but see the big shootout at the end of it.
Yeah.
How there's like this kind of not they're friends obviously, but there's all these kind of racial digs that he's making at him all the way through.
Yeah.
So you just kind of take they build that relationship, you take it for granted, and then just very suddenly, just see the way they killed him.
Yeah.
Kind of shot that was really effective. I was like, oh fuck, like because it just.
I knew it was going to
just out of
happen
nowhere.
about 10 seconds before it did happen, and then I was like, oh my god, this is going to be awful, because I could see where they had been going.
Yeah.
And then Jeff Bridges' like reaction to it, I was like,
they're changing dynamic.
What's the last thing? I can't remember what it was. I remember at the time though, watching it going, fuck, that was the last thing that he said to him. It was a joke. It was like a racist joke. And then he died. I was like, that is the last thing you said to him.
Oh, he was like devastated. I mean, I had absolutely.
That's great writing though for that to impact you that way. I was stunning.
I really liked the ending as well. I thought that was clever.
That's one of the best endings of a film I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I thought that was really clever. It was like, I think that type of ending, quite a few of these films have it actually. It's a kind of a popular thing just now with films. That type of ending where it's not a definitive ending. It's like
not really
keeps
finished.
you guessing. I think they're quite hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
I think with Moonlight it was a bit of a miss.
I think it was a miss.
But with this, I think
it was artful in Moonlight.
It was artful, and I think that's the point of that type of ending. But
I know that you know that I know like that was it.
I know, but the whole film didn't have quite that atmosphere, so I think I was expecting something, at least something.
Are you expecting a big dramatic ending?
No, I wasn't, but I wasn't expecting that.
Well, I was maybe expecting.
I really liked it, and this one I think it hit the ending. I think
it was
really
fantastic.
Yeah.
I had no preconceptions about this film whatsoever. I had no expectations of it.
I can't even
other
remember.
than you had said it was great and Jeff Bridges was in it about 12 times.
Yeah.
And I watched it and I was like, this is actually one of the best of the films that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Pine was really good in that as well.
Again, just kind of breaking out of the fact he's breaking out of that franchise mould that everyone's in. He's not just Captain Kirk. He's actually quite a good actor.
Yeah, he's also Chris Hemsworth for the first 5 minutes of that film until I realised
Chris
that's
Hemsworth.
or not Chris Hemsworth. Liam Hemsworth.
One of the Hemsworths.
Was definitely confused.
The dialogue in that ending scene, like you're talking about yourself, just epic. That was a great ending. That might be the best ending of a movie this year. Even Manchester by the Sea, it was fine. I know why they ended it like that, but it wasn't totally an ending for me. There was so much left to say there.
I think on the spectrum from Moonlight through Manchester by the Sea to Hell or High Water with open endings.
It's like that kind of, I might kill you. I was like, well, I might kill you.
Yeah.
The Manchester by the Sea one was
never over.
Was really, really thought provoking in a different kind of way. It wasn't like you're trying to imagine what happened next. It's more like you're trying to imagine what happens. You're analysing what happens during the film and what happened to his life and how things might start to progress for him. So I think that was a completely different version of that completely open ending.
Yeah, because it was quietly hopeful. If you really think about it,
was
rather
was
than
optimistic.
being a bit sinister.
You kind of think that it's going to end a bit better than sorry for anybody that's listening. I just got a surprise attack by a cat now. Well, I totally lost my train of thought. Yeah, you think it's going to have a bit of a better ending for him. I think through the film you're expecting it to have a bit of a better outcome for him.
You naturally just want him to agree to take him, you know, and for it to be like happily ever after, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. But at the end of the time,
that was a beautiful bit of dialogue as well when he tells him that, and he's saying, "I can't beat it." That was a really beautiful scene.
Yeah.
Sorry, we'll talk about La La Land quickly as well, because we have to. Obviously this is all originally written by Damien Chazelle. It was brilliant, it was great, it's really impressive. He's only 31 years old. Amazing, excellent, brilliant, thank you.
Don't think the story's
that actually great. Don't agree. Yeah, I was going to say
I thought it was a good
story from a purely plot based point of view is the weak part of La La Land.
No,
I think if it wasn't a musical it would be awful.
It's a love letter to the dreamer.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's a subversion of typical happy endings and love stories.
Well, it does have that element to it, but this is for me. This is a narrative that's all about. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it because we'll talk about it again in best film.
Yeah.
It's a narrative that's all about. For me, it's a love letter to the dreamer. It's a tribute to these people who dream and strive to accomplish in that industry, which is why it's been so critically acclaimed by these people who are in that industry. People who are in the industry love it because it's a love letter to them, it's a love letter to the dreamer, but it's also a warning about what it takes to achieve in that.
No, I can see that.
Which is how the ending justifies.
But that's partly higher message rather than purely plot, and purely plot is just let's have a side swipe at formulaic love stories. And I think if it wasn't a musical, if it was just a film, it would be god awful.
It's a bit like 500 Days of Summer, except not a comedy.
I like that about it. I like that whole.
I actually did like the ending.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that for something like that, because it's a musical, you have to take a musical out of it to analyse plot, and I just think it would be really weak if it wasn't musical theatre.
Yeah, I think that as well. I don't think it can compete with the other one.
My background, I studied sports science, and it was all about sport for me. So I'm like, this is a love letter to the dreamer in a particular industry, but I was always a dreamer in a different world, in a different industry, so I can still appreciate it even though I'm not directly attached to that industry.
So can I.
I liked it for that though, because it appealed to that part of me. That it was,
I think
a love letter to the dreamer.
It could have appealed to that part of me if it was stronger in a few ways, and I just don't think it was.
Yeah, I think that
because I'm a dreamer in musical theatre.
I think it would have been more
and it just wasn't enough.
If Ryan Gosling's character was more endearing. I don't know if it's just because I don't like him, but I just didn't find the character particularly endearing. I didn't dislike him, but at the same time I wasn't out and out rooting for him.
You have difficult criteria for what you find endearing in a character.
I don't know at all. I thought the Casey Affleck in Manchester by the Sea was actually really quite an endearing character. For all he was a bit awkward.
I'll talk quickly about Lobster. This was the Colin Farrell one.
I haven't seen it.
It's really unusual. I watched it. It's just it's alternative. It's been nominated because it is very original and very alternative. It's basically about a guy who breaks up with his wife in this dystopian alternate reality where single people are marginalised by society. So he has this divorce with his wife and ends up at this hotel where at the hotel, if he doesn't fall in love and get married to someone else within 40 days, he gets turned into an animal of his choice.
Right.
And the animal that he chooses to be turned into is a lobster.
I'm coming with you, barely.
So it's a comedy. It's really, really weird and unusual and abstract. Yeah. It's an abstract comedy. It is kind of funny. It's weird. It's been nominated because of that, because it tries to tell a story in this really, really unusual, weird kind of way. I would say watch it. It's definitely an original screenplay, and it's really funny in bits. But it doesn't really match up to the rest of the nominations because it's not high drama. This is all high drama pretty much. But yeah, about 20th Century Women there, definitely watch that. It doesn't stack up to Manchester by the Sea, Hell or High Water or La La Land, but it's Do you know what? Actually, no, it does. It just hasn't been received the same way. It hasn't been marketed the same way.
And I'm really keen to see it.
Watch it. Again, it appealed to me in a different way. Manchester by the Sea is my pick for this category.
It's mine as well.
Yeah, same. I don't think there's anything that could convince me otherwise. There's not another one that comes close to it, to be honest.
No, I agree with that. It's just so vastly better written than the rest of them.
Yeah.
So we'll jump on to adapted screenplay, and we have in this category Arrival, Fences, Hidden Figures, Line, and Moonlight. We've spoken quite a lot about Moonlight. It's adapted from the play. The play's actually got a longer title than I thought. I just put like Martyr Claw Moonlight just came out on Monday there. It's the whole original thing is called In the Moonlight Black Boys Look Blue. That's what the whole thing's called.
Okay.
Which I think is mentioned in the thing. But you know we've spoke about it. It's adapted from that, and it's made to look like that. Barry Jenkins really great kind of performance with these lesser known actors.
This is actually quite a hard category to call because they're all of them, or a lot of them are of a similar standard.
Yeah, and we've got Line, obviously adapted from that true story. Hidden Figures is a true story.
Hidden Figures is my wee weakness.
I think I would say Hidden Figures for this. I thought that was outstanding.
It was really good. Another one that's kind of out of the nowhere a little bit because I wasn't really aware of the market in this film up until the point where I watched it because it had been nominated.
Well, I'd never heard a word about it until they won the SAG award and they made that speech that was quite significant, and I had never heard a word about it until then.
I didn't even know what it was about until I actually started watching it. I knew it was a kind of civil rights type thing, but I think it's so much more than that.
It is so much more
There's
than that, and I have a
well,
real weakness for it, as for like multitudes of reasons. But then Line, it's kind of between the two of them for me.
Between Line and Hidden Figures?
Oh yeah.
I would say the same, but I still would say Hidden Figures.
It depends what way you want to slice this as well, because you want to do you try and stack the film up to how closely to the original it kept. If you want to judge it that way, then Fences is probably the winner.
That's the thing. But then the actual content it just isn't my style. It just isn't my thing.
But then
like
it's best adapted screenplay, not partly about how well it's adapted.
That's what.
So and I don't think that translated very well to being a film, so therefore it wasn't well adapted.
And on the other hand, I'd say Hidden Figures comes away really strongly in that, because who would have thought that a movie about some women that worked at NASA would translate to a really good movie. I know there's issues there and there's a lot of significance to that makes it a good movie, but
yeah, it's done in such a way that
a good movie?
Really,
they're mathematicians.
How
do you invest me in these characters?
It's I know what you mean. It's actually the content. It sounds like if you explained it to somebody, it would probably sound quite boring.
That would sound a bit weird, and it would sound very different, I think, to what it actually is.
It's like, oh no, they're NASA scientists and they're working on the space project, but they're black and they're women.
Describing it and watching it are just two completely different things.
It was really good.
It's entertaining as well. I think it's quite
Kevin
funny
Costner
at times, and the characters are very.
He's really good at it.
It's brilliant.
And
Sheldon, playing Sheldon.
There's a typecast in there as well. So I don't think you'll ever escape this.
There is, which is bizarre because he's very different to that in real life. But I think just because I do love it, so I know that's like a really unformed opinion, but I do love it that much that I probably would say for me. Yeah.
We could take Arrival in that vein as well. Like we've mentioned before, it's hard to imagine that the book came over as a way of delivering a narrative. It's hard to imagine the book was as effective.
It is. It's hard to imagine how that would even.
How would you read that?
How would you read that?
Yeah.
Probably you would read it and picture something entirely different. And possibly if you'd read it first and then seen it.
I imagine it's a fairly challenging watch, because I had to sit with it for a couple of hours after it and go, was that good? I don't know. I don't know if that was good. I watched it really. We came out, there was a wee kind of old couple, like a wee retired couple at the end of it, and they said, did you know what that was about? And I was like, I think I do. So like it's obviously quite a challenging.
Yeah.
You know, it's quite a thought-provoking, challenging thing.
I feel like
I can only imagine it would be more so if you read it.
I was going to say I think that the time, the other aspect would probably come across better in the book, but the main plot with the alien, I just don't know how it would work.
You're like trying to read Lord of the Rings.
How do you put that whole time travel? You know, when she phones back, does she not phone the future? She gets his phone number in the future, and she knows what it is in the present, and phones this general up and tells him not to attack.
Well, I actually think you could describe that better in
You
words.
think so?
Mm-hmm. I think it's a challenge to adapt that to the screen to the point where people understand what they're seeing.
So
purely
again,
visually.
All strong categories there. I originally picked Moonlight, but I'm talked down from that.
Yeah, I would definitely not say Moonlight. It would be between Lion and Hidden Figures for me, but possibly just Hidden Figures, just because I loved it so much.
I picked Moonlight with more of the directing stuff in mind. Like
was Moonlight a play or was it?
Yeah, play. Yeah.
I think that's got a wee touch of the Fences about it.
Yeah, it's tried to. Yeah, I know what you mean. They've tried to follow it quite closely.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
And
I'm not a big theatre fan.
Yeah, I'm the same. But
no, musical theatre, yes.
I don't
theatre.
Yeah.
Sadly not.
I think it would be good in theatre, but I just don't think it works as a film. So you've only in that situation
I disagree with that. I think it was a good. I liked it. I really liked it as a film.
I think you've only got two choices if you're if you're doing a play into a film, is to either change it into a film and change it quite significantly to make it work, or don't do it, because if you keep it the same, it just doesn't quite fit. Obviously, plenty of people disagree, like yourself and the Academy.
I really liked it. I liked Fences as well, but like I say, I know that you're vulnerable to that expectation when you get in it if you're not aware of what you're about to see. And I think Moonlight's the same.
I liked Moonlight better than Fences, but they are both victim to the same issue, I think.
Yeah,
and if we put this in context of our political climate right now, this Moonlight story and the Hidden Figure story, those are two stories that need to be told right now.
Yeah,
these are narratives that we need to rally around and keep alive.
I think that's maybe why I attached so strongly to it. Like, I was going into it with a bit of bias because I'd heard their acceptance speech from their award, and I'm a woman in science, and it's a struggle that's, it's not gone away.
Yeah.
And and I think I did attach a wee bit deeply to it than maybe it deserves. But
so you guys are both Hidden Figures.
Yeah, I think if that won as well, it would be significant in the way that you mean it would be. I would
be so happy.
I don't think it will win, just because
neither do I.
For biased reasons that.
I don't think for biased reasons. I just don't think it will against some of those things. But I think it should.
I don't want to. I mean, it is obviously going to be a strong theme at this Oscars, but the minority story, if you like, in this particular category, the only one that's not a minority story is Arrival. These are all quote unquote black stories.
Oh well, yeah, I suppose. Maybe it will. I would be delighted for them if it did.
This is one category where there's going to be a statement made one way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just pick your statement. It's gonna be.
I picked Moonlight originally, but you're talking me down for that. You're talking me into Hidden Figures.
Yay!
Because when you realise, even actually the story of Lion, I think it's quite hard. How do you tell a story? A lot of what makes that film a good film is not the narrative, it's not the story itself. It's it's the photography around it and the way they've.
Yeah, because
dramatised it.
That whole first part of that story is told just through the eyes of a child. Basically, there's no apart from the very start. There's pretty much no dialogue. It's all told.
There's very little dialogue.
Yeah, it's all told through the eyes of this child up until a point, and I think that's. I think that's quite.
I want to stay in the fence. Can't do that though. Can I have to pick?
I had to pick Natalie Portman, even though I was stressed about it. So
yeah, I had to pick Denzel Washington.
I'll come off Moonlight and go on Hidden Figures then.
Yes.
Just because, like you say, I would like to see that statement being made by the Academy. So we'll jump quickly on to the last category now, which is Best Film, if I can find it. Best Picture. The nominees are Arrival, Fences, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, Hidden Figures, La La Land, Lion, Manchester by the Sea, and Moonlight.
Obviously, we've talked about all of them.
Yeah, we don't need
to certain extents in other categories.
We don't need to, bleed this out as much. One thing I'll say, we've spoken a little bit about the political undertones of this Oscars. So because of that, and I don't agree this should be the case, but I think there will be a certain portion of the Academy who are voting who will because of the Oscars so white narrative from last year's Oscars, will want to make a statement by picking a quote unquote black or minority film. Because of that, we've got Fences, Hidden Figures, Lion, and Moonlight, which we designate as the quote unquote minority films. Mm-hmm. Because there's 4 of them, I think that splits the vote 4 ways and weakens the chances of all 4 of those movies actually winning Best Film. Unfortunately for me, that means that that gives La La Land an even stronger position.
Yeah, and
that's analysing it from a political perspective rather than what I think was the best film.
Yeah.
But I think you're right, and I think there are categories, like we talked about, where La La Land really does deserve it. And I just don't think Best Picture is one of them.
No.
I think that just because it's a musical shouldn't lend it the leg up.
Wasn't the best film I've seen this year.
Yeah,
it just
absolutely
wasn't.
not.
It just wasn't.
Hacksaw Ridge was good, but I don't know. I don't think it's Best Picture. But again, that
Hacksaw Ridge.
The people that are voting for this might be. It's a patriotic film, isn't it? So
it helps.
I think that
yes.
lends it.
And if you remember, my one criticism of Hacksaw Ridge was that it's so like #America. It's told from a very specific perspective that isn't quite true.
I don't know.
Just isn't quite genuine, and
that
it bothers me a little
film.
bit.
It was clearly a part of the film, but I didn't feel like that as a non-American watching it.
I did.
Like I really got behind that guy. Like,
I didn't
it was
point.
more like a conscientious objector, no matter what nationality it was. You know.
No, I think I know what you mean, but I think that you have to understand that was a specific story within a much larger story of the actual war, which wasn't mentioned at all. Like it just wasn't touched upon.
Yeah,
it was a bit strange to me.
It wasn't as like that as a lot of films, but it definitely still was.
It didn't explore the themes of the war. It kind of let it right off of that. It could have done. It could have been beating the American drum and good against evil, all that kind of.
At the same time, it
actually portrayed the Japanese very respectfully. I thought
that's not what I mean. I mean more from the rest of the Allied anything.
Yeah.
It was just a very narrow snapshot. And I loved it. I mean, I loved this film. And if I could criticise anything,
I don't think it set out to try and retell the story of the war.
No, I don't think it did either. I just think that you can't tell a story about World War II and miss out the years just like and the entire.
Because that was all going on at the same time in the world, and it was still relevant, but yet they never mentioned it. I also think that there was some scope for them. Like they made it deliberately so that these American people were getting slayed, and it was really losing their limbs, and it was really horrible and stuff like that. But it was like that Frankie Boyle joke where he's talking about the way they prioritised deaths on the news, and it was like 2 UN workers died, and then it was like they these Americans died, it's horrible, they died, but all these Japanese get slayed and it's just nothing. Whereas these people, fair enough, they are the bad guys in the war, but those actual soldiers that are fighting that are just people the same as you, doing what they've been told to do.
And it made that point though with
they made it once.
he gives like one of the Japanese guys in the tunnel.
That's what I mean. No, that's just all about America. That shows nothing about what those Japanese people felt like and how hard it was for them.
No,
all it was that single person having that heart to do that.
I disagree with that. I don't think he saw it like that. I think he just saw injured people.
No, he didn't. That's the thing. In doing what he did, made that arc remarkable when it shouldn't be.
He didn't see Americans and Japanese. He just saw people who were hurt and who people's
as
lives they needed to save.
And that made his actions remarkable.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't be, because I'm biased, right? I just hate all of it, but like everyone thinks they're fighting for the right thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he done that, but you never see any acts of kindness for the Japanese or any acts of like empathy or
it's not that for me
anything.
That's the issue. It's not about the Japanese. It's not. I understand that they're coming from a certain perspective. It's just what I said before. It kind of cuts out completely any other role. And America had a lesser role in the war, let's be honest. And this whole thing comes from a certain angle, and it's like they talk in the media a lot about the white gaze, about the male gaze, and this was the American gaze, and just slightly needled me a wee bit.
Maybe I'm naive to that. I don't think about it. I don't know. I possibly take nationality for granted. I don't think about it too much.
Okay.
I really don't want La La Land to win this category because it wasn't the best film I'd seen. I've picked Manchester by the Sea just because the three films that I enjoyed the most this year were Nocturnal Animals, Manchester by the Sea, and Lion. Lion for purely biased reasons, so we'll leave that. We'll park that. Nocturnal Animals wasn't nominated for God knows what reason.
Reasons unbeknownst to anybody.
Because Tom Ford is not an actual director, probably.
Probably.
And has not been respected by the Academy for his work in that film. So Manchester by the Sea is the last one there. There's so many good rivals to it though. But I'm going to stay on Manchester by the Sea for my pick. That's the best film I've seen this year that was nominated.
Yeah, I had it for best director, and I had it for best original screenplay, and I've got it for best picture.
Did you know what Kenneth Lonergan's in it in the film as well?
What's that?
Who is
he? He's got a cameo in it.
Yeah.
See, there's a bit in it. Are they coming out of I don't know if they're coming out of the lawyer's office or something. I can't remember exactly where they're coming out of. But he said he's Casey Affleck is swearing at Luke Hedges, and there's a guy in the street walking by and says, "Oh, that's great parenting."
Oh yeah.
Goes, really? Is that him?
That's Kenneth Lonergan. That's the director.
I gave it its due where I gave it its due, and certain other categories, and I understand why you have both picked it, but possibly for biased reasons, and I'm not going to hide that fact. I'm going to have to get behind Hidden Figures because I loved it in a way that I don't love a lot of films. I'm not a film person. If you read the blog, you'll know I'm a TV guy, not a film guy, and I don't often feel much like tangible about a film, and I really did. At the end of that, shed a wee proud feminist tear.
So that's your biased pick then.
It's not biased for the wrong reasons.
I didn't say if I were to pick Lion for biased reasons, for example.
But I could pick Lion for the same biased reasons, and I think they would be the wrong biased reasons.
It's true.
Whereas these are the right biased reasons, if that makes any sense to anybody.
Hacksaw Ridge, close.
Yeah, close absolutely.
Contender.
Yeah, I love Hacksaw Ridge.
What I complained about it at the time of watching it was my favourite that I'd seen.
It came out of nowhere for me as well. Like, I saw the trailer for it and I was like, nah, I'm going to watch that. That looks shite.
I thought
that about Manchester by the Sea. Part of the reason I'm so for Manchester by the Sea is that I didn't want to watch it. I didn't think that it looked good. I thought that it was probably overhyped.
I thought Casey Affleck was going to be good.
I didn't think Casey Affleck was going to be good in it. Also, even looking back on it in hindsight, it's not the kind of there's like it's quite a slow film, and I don't always take very
Pacing,
well to that.
The pacing is really slow.
I quite like a bit of drama, but it just done it so well that I was interested. I was never bored. I was never like, when is this going to end? I was never checking the time. I actually ended up having to turn it off 15 minutes before the end because I had to go out and had to watch the rest later, and I was annoyed. I was trying to watch as much as I could because I really wanted to see the end of it. And the end of it was really interesting, really thought provoking, and also different from what I expected. It was never predictable. The whole film was just.
It's like a third choice for me. For best picture, I'm not going to lie.
So Hidden Figures, Lion, and then
no, Hidden Figures, Hacksaw Ridge, and then Manchester by the Sea.
I think I'll go Manchester by the Sea, Hacksaw Ridge, and then Hidden Figures, and then Lion.
Yeah, Lion's fourth for me.
I'd go Manchester, Hacksaw, Lion, and then I don't even know if it would be Hidden Figures. It was good. I know.
We don't have to agree. I understand.
I think Hell or High Water was brilliant.
Hell or High Water was like my fifth. So that's my top five, right?
Hell or High Water was really. The problem is there's so many good films in this.
It's a strong category this year because they've done it.
Can you imagine
the right way?
We should maybe do another podcast just on like. These are just the nominations, but if we took like what our top 10 films would be, like including those that were not nominated, because I would have, I'd have 20th Century Women in there in my top 10. I'd have
Nocturnal Animals, but
Nocturnal
already
Animals.
covered.
Let's admit that we would probably all have voted for Nocturnal Animals had it been here.
In every single category.
Sully, I'd do Sully in my top 10 as well.
Yeah.
Snowden.
So like maybe it's worth revisiting and making up our own kind of top 10s.
Yeah.
We're on Oscars.
Or our reactions to the actual winners.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll do reactions. Let's do that. Let's do reactions and our own top 10.
We can combine that, I suppose, because it will be shorter.
Okay, so thanks very much for listening, guys, and we will be back soon enough. Oscars are on the 26th of February, and we'll review these results sometime the following week. Thank you very much for listening, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks very much for listening to us, guys. Please let us know what you think and get in this debate with us by liking, commenting, retweeting or sharing us to give us a piece of your mind. We're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube and WordPress, and we want to hear from you. Thank you very much for the support.